the right weekend here, and today I'm not going to do no screen sharing with you. I'm just going to talk about stuff that I've seen because stuff that I've seen, read, heard all over the place today. Um, it's really sad. It's really sad. It's really frightening. Um, Not just for me personally. I think for the country. I think this talk of wanting to um, quote unquote punish people who were using a perfectly legal process that's in the Constitution. You may not have agreed with what they were doing, but it was legal. They want to charge them with a crime to for what? I mean, all it's doing is furthering the division between both sides, and it's not healthy for the country. You you talk about unity, you talk about health, you talk about unity, and you talk about the health of the country. We can't do this if you want revenge, because that's what it is. It's not justice; it's revenge. And if we're going to heal this rift, we have to stop with the demonization on both sides, because both sides are are guilty of doing some demonization, calling people socialists that calling people socialists or Marxists that aren't necessarily. They just may just agree with you. Don't give them that label. There are some people. I mean, it's like AOC is Democratic Socialist, socialist. It doesn't matter whether you put Democratic in front of it. It's still socialist. You know, that's not. We're not throwing that out as an insult. It's a reality. It's something that people really believe in and that we're against. Now, like people using liberal um, as an insult, as a pejorative, and it's not. The problem is people who quote unquote call themselves liberal that are really progressives, or because um, they think of themselves as liberal, the progressives have pushed them. People who are really progressive have really pushed them to the left, and to the point where they're not liberal anymore. Because when you're trying to squat, when you believe in hate speech laws, you're not a liberal no more. Because it doesn't matter. You don't ban speech, because all that does is look what's going on with Twitter right now. Look what's going on in Facebook. They banned. They took out the walkaway campaign. If that's not showing you where the bias in social media is, this was a campaign that was started by people who were disgruntled with the Democratic Party and were telling their stories of how they walked away from it. The founder is a gay man, and they banned it. I don't know the details. Honestly, it really doesn't matter, because you don't ban speech. All it does is, like, all what's going on is all the people that you're banning, they're gonna go to a different platform. They're gonna go to Parler, and people are already bad mouthing Parler. But that's what's gonna happen when you ban people from Facebook, when you ban people from Twitter. They're just gonna go to a different platform, and they're gonna talk like Reddit. Reddit got rid of a whole section that was part of supporting of Donald Trump, and they created their own. They created their own website so they could continue doing what they were doing. It Banning speech doesn't work. All you do is you don't see what the other side thinks, and that's all that goes on with the media. The problem with that's why the backlash. I mean, I was reading a report that was it Oliver Darcy at CNN is sending letters to cable providers, basically telling them to not carry Fox News, not to carry ONN, not to carry Newsmax, and it because why? Because because they think they're the progenitor of facts, and that that the right, that Newsmax and Fox News were peddling in conspiracy theories. But meanwhile, CNN, MSNBC, ABC, all the mainstream media has been portraying the Russia hoax as fact for all this time. They still say it's fact when it's shown that it's not. It was, was started. The whole thing was started basically as a way to stymie Trump, and then it worked. It kind of worked, but you have to look into the research. You got to go and here's the problem, and I know this because I see it in my family, I see it with my friends. They'll see like I mean, I have so many of my friends. I go, oh yeah, no wonder you're watching MSNBC. That's why you believe the. I mean, they were really horrible when it came to the Russia hoax. So was CNN, but MSNBC went over the top. They said that he's been a Russian agent since the '80s, but you want to talk about you want to complain about Fox News, but what about this stuff? And here it goes. As I said, what about? It's not about whataboutisms. I'm telling you, if you're gonna try to attack and try to silence these companies, you're gonna stop. It's all it's gonna do is you're gonna create what happened. It's gonna create a bigger backlash because you're gonna have people that are gonna be angry that you're taking away where they get the information from, and they'll find it someplace else. That's why I mean, for the most part, if I get my stuff online, I don't watch cable news. I don't. Once in a while, if there's a major breaking story, I'll turn to watch the news. But then, other than that, I really could do it on Facebook. Like I watch the debates on YouTube. So I didn't need to go anywhere to watch the debates. I didn't need to turn to a major news network. So if we want unity, we got to stop. We got to stop with the demonizing. We got to, especially like my friends on the left, because like I say, coming from the right, what got me started on my journey was the fact that I actually went to the other side and read their stuff and compared it to CNN, compared it to ABC. And the whole thing is, you see where the opinions are, because the facts are the facts and the opinions are opinions. And that's where you'll see like, okay, they'll say, what's an example, instead of reporting, hey, Donald Trump had a state dinner today. Donald Trump gave everybody one scoop of ice cream and had 2 scoops for himself. That was an actual story on CNN. Instead of just reporting, oh, he had a state dinner and, this, vanilla ice cream was served for dessert. Instead, they got to go into craziness. And this is what's driving the division. It's not, and it's there on social media. I see it with my friends. My friends posted memes. My friend posted a meme of this Puerto Rican lady in that she stormed the Capitol. She shot people, and she went to jail. And she shot people, and like the person who killed the cop with the fire extinguisher, to me, he should get the death penalty. Especially if he's someone that's supposedly on my side. He just made us look bad, and I don't appreciate that. So he should, he should be punished to the fullest extent of the law. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. If he's out there and he hasn't been caught yet, I say turn yourself in and plea bargain, because it's not going to be pretty if you don't plea bargain. They find out who you are, and it probably will come out. What was one of the other memes? The whole thing with the spraying, the cops running away at BLM this summer, that they were doing pepper spray, but they weren't pepper spraying at the Capitol, which they were. That's not the news doesn't show those clips, but they were. They even had I think either it was either paintball or pepper ball or something like that they were shooting at some of the people coming in. But the problem was it was political. That's the whole thing. It was political. It wasn't the security. What happened was there was a conflict because well, I think something between the DC mayor and she not wanting to have not having the same sort of show of force that they did in the summer. They didn't want to escalate it, and that made the police, Capitol Police, unprepared. But look, it got under control. We're and how many hours were the people able to go back to the Capitol building and continue in Congress? But meanwhile, you have places like in Portland that they were there at the courthouse for how many days? How many days were they sieging the courthouse? And did anybody how many people got arrested for doing that in 60 days? Which I guarantee you, all that stuff that was going on in 60 days, I guarantee you there's going to be more people arrested for the couple of hours that happened yesterday. So, okay, I got that off my chest. And look, you got to just, my hope is maybe you share this with someone who is on the left, because preaching to the choir, I got my friends that I talk to. I got my friends that, we talk about this stuff. We kind of comfort each other because it's infected everything. It's even infected our churches. I mean, I see posts from my old pastors at my old church, and it makes me sad because it's like you're condoning the violence because you're okay. You didn't criticize the violent protest in the summer because you didn't want to be called racist. Especially that my old pastors were from Alabama, so I know they really try to go to that social justice just because the fact that because where they're from, they don't want to have that stigma. It scares them, and I have my shield that I'm a person of color. That I don't have to worry about. You could throw that at me, but I could show you. I got relatives. My father's the light skinned one. My mother's the darker skinned one. So I mean, just because my complexion right now in the winter is going to be a little bit lighter, wait till the summer and I go out in the sun and you can see how much darker I'll get in the summer. It's just my skin color. It doesn't define who I am as a person, and that's the problem. If we're gonna being Puerto Rican, it doesn't define me. It's just where my parents came from. That's it. It doesn't it doesn't define what I believe in. It's just my background. That's it. And that's how it should be. It should, the only thing that should combine us is not this flag, it's this flag that should combine us. That's just the one that should unite us. This is just where my family came from. That's why I'm not a Puerto Rican American. I'm just an American. Even though, Puerto Rico is part of the United States, but still, I'm still an American first and Puerto Rican second. And if that insults people, so be it. But that's how I feel. And that's what should be uniting us. Not just that. I mean, this is what should unite us as a country. But like I said, when I was talking about church, that's where we should be united. We should be united in Christ. But the problem is politics infects us. The politics gets into the churches just like anything else because we're human. Nobody's perfect. So people thought that Trump was like God sent, and I was never comfortable hearing that stuff because I'm like, that's just you're relying on man. And same thing going on right now with people like, oh, Biden's here, the virus is gonna go away because he could manage it. It's like, please, if anything, the vaccine might help it, but he's a man. Biden's a man, just like Trump is a man, and that's not gonna, the virus is not gonna go away because of that. He's not. There's not. There's no magic wand that he's going to be able to do other than the vaccine that's already out. There's nothing that he's going to be able to do much differently. That mask mandate. People are still wearing masks. I mean, people wearing masks in New York, people wearing masks all over the place, and the numbers still going up because it's the winter. We're inside more, so in turn the virus is going to go up. So just I that's I'm just trying to bring calm to the situation, try to bring left and right together. I don't block people unless you attack what I believe in, or you attack especially my faith. Like I have someone I blocked on. I didn't block them. I just unfriended them because I got tired of them attacking my Christian posts, and then you attacked my political posts. That was fine. I don't care. But then once you started attacking my faith and calling it white supremacist and all this stuff and all that nonsense, I can't mess with that. It's like, okay, that's where I draw the line. Is if you're gonna attack my faith, and we're done. I can't talk with you. And that's it's sad because it's someone I stood over their house. They stood over my house when we were kids, and it is what it is. Can't change it. We've just grown up. We're two different people. We're adults, and it just happens. So, well, okay. Don't know. Just let's just. We got to try to find some where we can find middle ground. Let's find middle ground, and when we can't, we can't. And that's the problem. That's the other problem. It's like, if you can't find the middle ground, that's why Congress, that was the purpose of the Senate that's why you needed 60 votes, was so like that, it had to be really agreed upon to get it done. That's why you needed 60 votes. So like that, you could try to find a compromise, or at least get done what was agreed upon. Not, just do your own pet projects. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm going to cut it off there. Let's see. I've been saying I'm going to do other types of videos. So let's see. If my Knicks win again tonight, maybe I'll make a quick Knick video, because why not? This is my channel. I'll do what I want. But hey, you subscribe, you comment. Just if you leave me comments and give me suggestions, I'll do it. So, like I said, if you can, like my channel, subscribe, share, and have a good evening.